Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge Let's Play NBA 2K18. Mein Training ist abgeschlossen. Ich bin bereit fürs nächste Spiel und ich hoffe, dass ich meine Turnover-Probleme der letzten zwei Spiele wieder in den Griff bekomme. Das hatte ich vorher doch schon so gut in den Griff bekommen. Wir werden sehen, ob es klappt oder nicht. Los geht's. Viel Spaß euch bei der ersten Hälfte des Spiels.
Hey guys, Mike Wang here, gameplay director for the NBA 2K series. DeMar DeRozan has some of the best footwork in the entire NBA, and you can use his moves in your game with NBA 2K18. Let's start with the triple threat. Flick the pro stick to the left or right of the basket for jab steps or step overs. Or flick the pro stick towards or away from the basket for pump fake jab step combos. If your defender bites on any of these moves, you can use that space to take the shot. The direction you hold on the pro stick will control where your player will hop into their shot. DeMar also does a great job of using post moves in the mid-range area. To do this, hold the post-up trigger. Then you can flick the left stick towards or away from the basket to protect the ball or rip through. Flick the pro stick for jabs and shoulder fakes. Spin the pro stick for a spin move, or hold the pro stick for fadeaway shots. And remember, you can explode out of many of these moves by holding sprint and the left stick to the left or right of your defender to try and get to the rim. While attacking, you can use Euro step or cradle layups by moving the pro stick diagonally away from the basket to finish in traffic. Or try holding sprint and double tapping shoot for a spin shot. So start with triple threat moves on the perimeter, try to use some of the post moves in the mid-range, and try different layups to finish strong in traffic. There are a lot of ways you can chain these moves together, so practice them and find your go-to move. And I'll see you in the next Expert Tips.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Checking out the Clippers, the game tonight marks their second of four meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. And of course, with tonight's game, we'll be watching DJ on the floor. His love of music very well known already. Guys, just how important is the relationship between music and basketball, Kenny?
Oh my gosh, every player knows that there's a rhythm to the game. Did you ever bring your boombox to the court when you were playing growing up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I just put it on the side.
On the mean streets of Milwaukee.
And you know what we used to do, Ernie?
What?
You bring your boombox, I bring my boombox. We turn them on. Loudest one
Wins.
Loudest one win. But then you could, if you lost, you could play one-on-one. If you win the one-on-one, you can get your boombox back.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Small world.
I
Same
thought I was the
thing.
only one that did
Same
that.
thing.
Main
in
streets of Milwaukee. That does it for us for now. Thanks for tuning in. And see you later. How's your face?
Hurts, Ernie Tyson.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
So precious is yours, is mine. And look at the time, my God. So precious is yours, is mine.
New Orleans, land of the Pelicans, in a fine Western Conference battle at the New Orleans Arena. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And the Clippers head back to Los Angeles after today's contest. The big story is the return of DeAndre Jordan from being injured.
Well, they had lost a lot off their fastball when he was on the sideline with that injury, guys. And things really started to unravel for them shortly after he got hurt, and they just couldn't piece it back together.
Everyone knew his absence would impact this team in one way or another, but it was terrible. They're obviously glad to have him back.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, DeAndre Jordan shoots with his left hand, but he bowls with his right. He throws with his right, and he finishes with his right around the rim. But he insists he's left-handed. He said, I tried to shoot with my right hand, and it was pretty much the same, maybe worse. I'm going to stick with the left because I've been practicing that for a while. Kevin?
Interesting strategy, DA. Thank you. Jordan shoots a high percentage from the field. You can't fault him for using that logic. Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. And the Clippers starting five. Griffin and Jordan, the front court. EJ out there with Austin Rivers. And it's Gallinari in at the three. Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Enjoyed that unselfish play from Holiday for that swing pass to the open teammate.
Clippers with the ball. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Just didn't like the energy level in that one, and that offensive execution also was lacking.
Well, they made a few shots, Reg, but just wildly inconsistent.
The shot's good from Griffin.
Well, Griffin is a super versatile big man. Love how he's operating down deep.
Here's Holiday. He's coming off a 16-point game against Houston. And that one's good. Cousins.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
And Gallinari kicks to DJ. Oh, Griffin in position. And then Griffin with the dunk.
And Blake Griffin, once again, an opportunity to show us his bounce. A dangerous player when he skies up for the alley-oop.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now here is Holiday, and here's Miller outside. And a wide open look for DJ. Nailed from three-point land.
I like that, staying alert. Rivers keeping his head up to find the open man.
Holiday dishes to Cousins. Back to Holiday. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. There's Miller with the three. That's in there. Davis with the assist.
And that's from beyond, guys. Right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
Now here's Rivers. Griffin kicks to DJ. Jordan the pass to Rivers. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots the three. Holiday with the block. From 17 feet out. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Well, Drew Holiday right now has the pull-up, Jay, on lockdown. He's as efficient as it gets, pulling up off the dribble.
Fades away. Again, Los Angeles.
you know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now here is Holiday. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Here's Allen. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
One shot.
And that one falls for Allen. And Brent, of course, you started your career with the Clippers and played for them for several seasons. Looking back, do you have a moment that you describe as your favorite with that team?
I think my favorite moment, Kevin, was playing a game against the Phoenix Suns and ended up being a very close and competitive contest. And I ended up making a game winner against the Suns. But the coolest part about it was after the game when Charles came by, as I was making my way out of the arena, he came over and said, "Nice job, Rook." I appreciated that very much.
Basket good. DJ's got 5 now. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Holiday dishes to Miller. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And from the day that Anthony Davis was drafted, New Orleans had a win-now mindset.
Well, that's what the decree from the upper management was. And maybe a little bit unfair to put that kind of pressure on such a young superstar talent who wanted to find his way in the NBA. The front office focused on making some trades and surrounding him right away without understanding exactly what Anthony Davis was going to be good at. Let's face it, he's still great, and there's still that opportunity for AD.
Now, here's Gallinari. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. The pass to DJ. Jordan kicks to Rivers. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 5 on the clock. And stolen by Miller. Now here is Holiday. Guarded closer. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Defense maybe got away with a foul there, but AD too good for their best efforts with that shot.
And stolen by Miller. Oh, and here comes Holiday all alone. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Now here's Rivers. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Gallinari passes to DJ. Dishes to Harrell. Over Davis. Harrell, that's good. Now here is Holiday. Davis sets a screen. And Holiday kicks to Allen. Unable to get that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. DJ kicks to Rivers. Jordan the screen. Gallinari in the corner. DJ with it. He's coming off a 16-point game against Memphis.
And guys, in addition to that scoring, he was absolutely tenacious on the defensive end. A complete two-way game for him. Finished with 3 steals, I think, and that was a difference maker.
Now Cousins. Following the three-point attempt by DJ. Davis setting the pick for Holiday. 4 on the clock. And Cousins gets it to go.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for. And
the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. And Drew Holiday is 6'4", maybe Brent closer to 6'5" in shoes. Huge for the point guard position.
That size helps him out a lot defensively, especially when he uses his hands as well as he does. You know, most of the point guards in the league, Kevin, are good defensively at tipping passes and predicting plays. Drew Holiday has all of the physical sets to be a more dominant defender at that position.
Here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the threes and the twos last season for Los Angeles.
And the three-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
Clippers trail by 10. Gallinari outside. DJ kicks to Rivers. Passes it to DJ. And again, no good by the Clippers.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. They got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
Davis setting the pick for Holiday. Inside, Cousins. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. 8 points here for Cousins.
Well, this is when the efficiency of DeMarcus Cousins goes through the roof. He gets that deep on the inside, and the defense cannot compete with it.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Brent, you were drafted by the Nuggets, but traded to the Clippers to start your career. What was it like being a rookie and living in Los Angeles as you adjusted to the league?
Well, I was super excited, Kevin, of course, to be drafted and have the opportunity to live out my dream of being an NBA player. But a lot of people were joking around with me that I don't think the Clippers are in the NBA. Just remembering how many struggles they had gone through and have gone through throughout the course of the franchise existence, coming up from San Diego, moving to Los Angeles, and never really finding a footing. But I learned a ton during my first year, having played under Coach Bill Fitch, a Hall of Fame member that has been around the league and won championships, and really embracing the opportunity to learn and grow and pour a foundation for what I was hoping would be a long and successful career in the NBA.
He doesn't get the second one.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those 2 anchors on the front line.
That's where they look to him most. DeAndre Jordan, with arms that go on for days, just toss that ball anywhere, and he knows what to do with it.
New Orleans leading by 11. And here's Holiday. He has 6. Davis sets a screen. Over in the corner, Cousins. Miller outside. And Holiday kicks to Davis. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area, and every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it.
And here's Miller after Gallinari made the last 3-pointer. Over in the corner, Allen. Over Rivers. They get it again. Rivers against Allen. Screen by Cousins. Now Allen. 9-point game his last outing. Goes back up. Got a hand on it.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Gallinari outside. Here's Rivers. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
The pass shows you the tremendous feel that DJ has. The D has no idea he could thread the ball through there.
And Holiday kicks to Allen. Floats one. The shot by Holiday, no good. And here's Los Angeles. They've got an 8-0 run. The dish now to DJ. Rivers in the corner. Now here's DJ. Defense is right there. And here comes Holiday leading the fast break. Keeps it alive. Davis on the follow. Davis has got 6.
3 of 4 to start. Young fella came to play.
And Gallinari kicks to DJ. Harrell with it. Davis is there. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Pass to DJ. Kicks to Jordan. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And it's DJ missing.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up to 3-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up.
Here's Allen. Gallinari with the rebound.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Pass to DJ. And too long on the shot. Pelicans leading by 7. Allen kicks to Davis. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Their last encounter was in New Orleans, where they were able to handle the Pelicans.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, a few of their reserves got some decent minutes that night, and they took the opportunity and ran with it. A lot of scoring coming off the pine in that win.
Big group substitution here for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Cousins. Ejuan Moore comes in for Miller. Ian Clark's checked in for Allen. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Drew Holiday. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Willie Reed, he's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Wells comes in for Gallinari. Williams, he's checked in for Austin Rivers. And it's Patrick Beverly in for DJ. Now here's Williams. Teardrop shot, and he sinks the layup. Williams has got his first bucket in this one.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Clark kicks to Moore. And Jordan sends it back.
And Jordan, a defensive stalwart, crushing the opposition with his shot blocking.
Beverly wide open. They get the rebound. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
There's the pick. Here's Clark. And he comes up with the deuce. And the Pelicans lead by 8.
And giving up a lot of inches, he was still, though, determined to make the play.
Yeah, this is the time you can use that word, tenacity. Some guys wouldn't even try that shot, but he goes in there undeterred.
A shot by Williams, no good. New Orleans has gone 4 of 5 from three-point land to get things going here in the first. Rondo against Beverly. Moore outside from the arc. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Rondo against Beverly. He feeds it to Jordan. The kick out to Williams. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Williams has got 5 points so far. 43 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Davis sets a screen. Rondo kicks to Davis. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got 8 rebounds in this game. Over in the corner, Williams. Again, Williams missing. New Orleans leading by 5. Outside Rondo. He dishes it to Ajinça. The feed to Clark. He kicks to Davis. Over Reed. And no good trying to get that one. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for the New Orleans Pelicans. Scoring, rebounding. He was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. And we'll be right back after this. And a chance to hear from DeAndre Jordan, who talks about the inspiration he drew from head coach Doc Rivers.
Doc told me, you should be Defensive Player of the Year, not just for one time, but for multiple years. And I could tell that he wasn't trying to hype me up or just telling me that because I was his player. He really meant it. Once you have that confidence from somebody like that, you can only play well.
A strong case can be made that
Enge Kiste hier nach dem ersten Viertel. Wir liegen mit 5 Punkten hinten, das ist aber nicht so viel. Das kann man sicherlich noch aufholen. Zu meiner Leistung, ja, war ganz in Ordnung. 5 Punkte, 2 Assists. Gut, ein Turnover war dabei, da hätte mehr kommen können, aber ja, es ist ja noch genug Zeit und wie gesagt, Turnover eine, das ist ja, wenn man die letzten 2 Spiele betrachtet, akzeptabel. Hoffen wir, dass es so bleibt. Ab geht's ins zweite Viertel.
Jordan played like the Defensive Player of the Year this past season, and the fact that he didn't win it looks like it'll keep him motivated.
And you gotta love how the passion to play defense burns in DeAndre, and how Doc has stoked that fire with desire and inspiration. I mean, I have to believe we're going to see that confidence proven to be right.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track beat.
Love the pace they're playing with. Anytime you can get your offense going without the defense setting up, got a huge advantage.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Beverly and Williams are the 1 and the 2. Griffin is out there with Reed. And it's Wells in at the 3 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we know the Clippers are one of the best teams in the league, but are they good enough to win it all? Coach Doc Rivers talked about overcoming the super teams they face. He said the big 3 in Boston, put them together, bam, we won. We had Miami, Golden State, but there are teams that still poke through. Dallas did it, and that's what we're trying to do. Kevin?
And with Doc in control, the Clippers, DA, they'll always be in contention for a title. Thanks so much for that terrific report. And Brent, when some guys slam it home, they treat it like a normal play. Who are some of the guys that use the dunk as a tech to fire up their teammates?
Well, I think we have some guys who are really spectacular when they finish, Kevin. Certainly, anytime Blake Griffin gets to the rim or DeAndre Jordan, where seemingly his head's up in there and slams it down, it fires up the crowd. But most of the time, it's the little guys that get you going the most. On the fast break, all of a sudden the ball gets to somebody on the wing, and to watch a little guy get up in the air with somebody underneath him and throw it down, that gets everybody off the bench and fired up.
So unexpected, Brent. That's a great point. Williams. Outside for Griffin. Williams for 3. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Williams has got 8.
And Griffin is a Swiss Army knife of a player who does a little bit of everything out there, including passing.
It's Rondo in the corner. Davis sets a screen. Rondo dishes to Davis, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
AD already in his young career averaging over 22 points a game, and he can score in isolation, but where he's very elite is finishing off the assist, and also as a guy who runs the floor at his size extremely well.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Teodosic is checked in. And that one misses. And with Davis's length, awfully tough, Brent, to block his shot around the basket.
I think that gives him confidence that he can get around any defender. And Kevin, I would tell you, if Anthony Davis is a good defender himself, he can pick up some of the visual clues against the guys who are trying to defend him, where he can become a more offensive player.
Now here's Crawford. He's got 6. They set the screen, and the shot goes in. 13 points for Anthony Davis.
Right now they're winning because of him. Love the shots that he's taking, and he's got the green light.
Here's Griffin, and Davis sends it back.
Phenomenal defense by Anthony Davis to spike that shot back. He'd make a heck of a volleyball player.
Crawford's shot is good. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Feeds it to Beverly. From downtown, and a shot by Wells, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Rondo passes to Davis. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Anthony Davis, the first overall pick of the 2012 NBA draft. This guy just gives you superstar production from the outset of his career. Just started dominating the league. So you think about when he's not getting double and triple team as the roster builds around him, what kind of MVP numbers potentially he'll be putting up for years to come.
The first free throw is good. And for Davis, he might have won an MVP trophy already if he had more talent around him.
And that's just something, Kevin, he flat out cannot control. You think about his first 5 seasons so far in New Orleans, a lot of change, a lot of turmoil, a lot of different guys pulling on that jersey. It'll be fascinating to see if at some point they can get solid around Anthony Davis, who we know is an MVP caliber player.
And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
Now here's Crawford. He's got 8. Rondo kicks to Davis. Shoots over Griffin. And the Pelicans miss again. Clippers trail by 9. To end the run. Reed dishes to Beverly. Over Rondo. And it's Beverly missing.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. Need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range.
Crawford passes to Davis. Got it from 16 feet. Davis has got 8 points in the quarter.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Reed a screen on Crawford. That's tipped. Rondo with the steal. Down low. Crawford kicks to Clark. Here's the screen. Softly drops in the floater. Clark's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pelicans.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad. This guy is so tough to guard. He feels like he could take any challenge that the defense is going to throw at him.
Rondo kicks to Clark. And the pass to Davis. Dishes it to Ajinça. Some solid defense from Reed.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely. And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
Here's Clark. 9-point game his last outing. Back to Crawford. Davis sets a screen. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. And he gets the jumper to drop. Davis has got 19 points.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Wells dishes to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Well, right now, option one is BG, filling it up from everywhere on the floor.
Outside Rondo passes it to Clark. Off target with his three. Clippers trail by 8. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And for Beverly, showing a little in-between game there.
Davis sets a screen. Here's Clark. It's deflected. Now the Clippers moving it up. Wells wide open. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Down low. That's good from Davis on the assist by Rondo. 21 points for Davis.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
Teodosic, the pass to Reed. The shot's good.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
And that's all you can do. Just chisel away at the lead. Keep believing in what you're doing.
That shot, no good. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Now, here's Wells. He's covered closely, and it's the Clippers scoring again. Here's Rondo, looking for his first basket still in this one. Left side, Davis. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. And the Pelicans lead by 3. Oh, Griffin in position.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
New Orleans has gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Davis sets a screen. Rondo kicks to Davis, shoots over Griffin, and that one comes up a bit short. Los Angeles has gotten out from three-point land in the second quarter, going 4 of 5 from downtown. Reed a screen on Crawford. Beverly dishes to Wells. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. New Orleans has gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Rondo passes to Clark. Davis sets a screen. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. Brent, you played all 4 years in college after redshirting your freshman season. What kind of advantage, as you look back on that, do you think it gave you, if any, in preparing for the pressures and the style of the NBA?
I don't know so much, Kevin, if it gave me an advantage with regards to the pressures of the league, but certainly with regards to the physicality of the league, it's something that I desperately needed. Just a late developer, a late bloomer. I think I was about 175 pounds when I went off to college. Not a preferential playing weight for the NBA, so I needed that year just in terms of the maturity of what I needed physically.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Alexis Ajinça. Darius Miller comes in for Rajon Rondo. And Moore subbed in for Jordan Crawford. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
It has to be, for a lot of teams, a fearsome part of their roster. This Clipper team having both Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan as their starters, both all-star caliber players. If they go unchecked, these 2 guys can go on the run.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, DJ in the last matchup against the Grizzlies put together a nice one. He ended with 16 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. A surprise attack from a guy who's typically viewed as a role player. We'll see if he can continue to play a larger role in tonight's game.
And we thank you, David. He set a great example for him in that game. He was their anchor.
And because of how good he was, he'll be the guy they lean on tonight if they're in any tough spots here.
We always appreciate guys who take that kind of role on for their basketball team. He wants to be the guy that they can count on in those big situations.
Clark, that's a bucket. His third of the game. He shot the ball 7 times. And with the Clippers, they do have that amazing 4-5 tandem. One of the best combinations of dunking big men ever on a team.
Well, they certainly are one of the more exciting combinations of forward and center, consistently getting above the rim and maybe taking the heart out of you with the way they get up there and finish so many lobs and demoralize your defense.
Screen by Cousins. Clark kicks to Miller. Back to Clark. Puts it up from 17. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Nice passing here by Los Angeles. There's the dish to DJ. To the paint. It's tipped. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. No good on the 3. New Orleans leading by 4. To the inside. Clark dishes to Miller. And it goes down 2 points. Miller's got 8 points.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Pass to Rivers. DJ kicks to Gallinari. Hit by Harrell. Pass to DJ. Drills the 3-pointer. He's got 8.
In flawless form, DJ's got those supple hands. No way he's missing that one.
Moore passes to Cousins. Back to Moore. Beyond the arc. Headshot off. The Clippers go the other way with it. DJ dishes to Jordan. Here's Harrell. Jordan kicks to Harrell. He feeds it to DJ. He dishes it to Gallinari. There's the pass to DJ. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Pelicans leading by 3. Miller with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. Miller, the pass to Cousins. To the middle. Here's Clark. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Clark's got 7 now in this quarter.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wayne.
This is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
And we're through the first half of basketball here in what's been a good one. Pelicans lead by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Zu David kommen wir morgen. Erste Hälfte, ja, wir liegen immer noch mit 5 hinten. Also hat sich da nichts getan zu meinem Spiel. Ich hatte ja in dem Viertel nur sehr wenig Einsatzzeit. Der Turnover war richtig ärgerlich. Da habe ich mich auch hier wieder richtig aufgeregt, muss ich sagen. Saß hier in meinem Stuhl und habe geflucht wie so ein Rohrspatz. Aber immerhin ein Dreier ist noch gefallen und ich habe meinen ersten Rebound gemacht. Also eigentlich noch ist das Spiel wirklich so akzeptabel. Und ich bin auch optimistisch, dass wir das noch gewinnen können. Denn 5 Punkte ist nicht so viel. Da hatten wir gegen die Grizzlies im besten Spiel deutlich höheren Rückstand, sind am Ende ja auch nochmal rangekommen, war dann am Ende doch eine relativ knappe Nummer. Ob wir gewinnen oder nicht, das seht ihr morgen. Wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, lasst einen Daumen hoch da. Ihr dürft auch sehr, sehr gerne kommentieren. Und wenn ihr uns noch nicht abonniert habt, dann abonniert uns doch einfach. Vergesst aber nicht, die kleine Glocke zu klicken neben dem Abonnieren-Button. Denn nur dann bekommt ihr alles mit, was bei uns im Kanal so abgeht. Im Abspann könnt ihr jetzt auf die linke Seite des Bildschirms klicken für Tipps aus dem Kanal, auf die rechte Seite des Bildschirms für unsere komplette NBA 2K18 Playlist und in der Mitte, da könnt ihr uns abonnieren. Und damit sage ich Tschüss und macht's gut. Bis morgen.